Did you know that a new ocean is being born in Africa? Scientists have just confirmed that a brand new ocean is actually forming in Africa right now, and it's not even a small one. It'll be bigger than the Atlantic Ocean. But how is this possible? Oceans are formed over millions of years. One is the Congo River, and the other one is the recently discovered Deep Rift Valley. Well, it's because of what's happening underneath the Earth's surface. Now, the rift that we're interested in this video is this one. This rift started out as a small feature around 30 million years ago. It's also happening here in Iceland. But in Iceland, the plates are moving towards each other. Here, the North American and Eurasian plates are colliding. As they collide, magma gets squeezed out between them, and this magma forms new land. So in Iceland, we're gaining new land, but we're not gaining a new sea. In fact, scientists are using this to study the interior of the Earth. You see, when the magma fills up the gap between these two plates, it doesn't solidify immediately. Instead, it takes tens of thousands of years for the magma to cool down enough to solidify, and this will continue to happen for hundreds of thousands of years. It's unknown whether or not humans will be around to see it, though. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you disliked the video, leave a like. Hit the subscribe button and check out my new podcast. I'll see you guys next time. This means that we have a window of opportunity to study this magma while it's still liquid. This can teach us a lot about the inside of the Earth. Magma is constantly flowing through the interior of the Earth, and it plays a key role in transporting heat from the core to the surface. And by studying this magma, we can better understand our planet. In Africa, it's the opposite. We're gaining new land, and we're gaining a new sea at the same time. Their goal is to drill 6.5 kilometers into the crust of the Earth. This is deeper than any borehole that we've ever created before. To put this in perspective, the deepest mine that we have on Earth is only 3.5 kilometers deep. So this hole will be almost twice as deep as our deepest mine. The goal is to reach the bottom of this magma chamber and bring back samples. And then we can analyze these samples to learn more about the interior of the Earth. But since then, it's been slowly growing. The eastern part of this rift is called the Afar Triple Junction. This is the point where three plates meet. You see, when a rift pulls apart, it releases large amounts of energy. This energy can then be harnessed to generate electricity. The Congo River already has the largest waterfall in the world, so harnessing this river would be relatively easy. In addition to that, there's also lots of rare metals in this area. Rare metals are essential for building solar panels, electric cars, computers, and all sorts of technology. So having access to these resources would be a huge boost for Africa. Eventually, this rift will extend all the way to the coast of Angola. Most of the earthquakes that we feel around us are caused by the shifting of tectonic plates. But most of the earthquakes that happen in Africa go unnoticed because they occur in such remote areas. In the remote areas, there's less people and therefore less instruments to detect these earthquakes.
How?
So we have no idea how often earthquakes are occurring there. However, we do know that in the last decade, there's been a sharp increase in earthquake activity in this region. In 2018, for example, there were 2,000 earthquakes that hit this area. By comparison, there were only 1,400 earthquakes in the previous decade. We think that this is because of human activity. As we pump oil and natural gas out of the ground, we cause the surrounding rocks to become more unstable. This increases the chances of earthquakes occurring. And these earthquakes are accelerating the rifting process. Humans might actually be the ones who finish the job. From here, it'll turn and head roughly west. It'll travel across the entire Congo River and then connect with the Indian Ocean near Mozambique. At its widest point, this new sea will be around 600 kilometers wide. And at its deepest point, it'll be around 5 kilometers deep. But how big will the water be? Well, that depends on how quickly this rift continues to pull apart. If the rifting continues at the current rate, then we'll have a new sea in about 50 million years from now. But if the rifting accelerates, then we could have this sea much sooner. We have the Somali plate here, the Arabian plate here, and the Nubian plate here. These three plates meet at this triple junction. I've been pulling apart at this point for around 5 million years. But until recently, it was a very slow process. The Nubian and Somali plates were only moving away from each other at around 7 millimeters per year. But over the last few 100,000 years, the rate of rifting has sped up significantly. Today, the plates are moving away from each other at around 13 millimeters per year. It's about 1.3 centimeters per year. And scientists are still trying to figure out why this acceleration happened. You see, deep under the Earth's surface, there's a layer called the mantle. The mantle isn't just one solid slab. Instead, it's made up of many smaller slabs. These slabs can move around independently of each other, and these movements are what cause tectonic plates to move. Now, some of these slabs are moving away from each other, but others are colliding with each other. And that collision is what causes mountain ranges to form. That's what's happening here, for example, with the Himalayas. But in this area, the opposite is happening. The tectonic plates aren't colliding or moving sideways. They're actually moving away from each other. This is called rifting. Here's an up-close picture of that rift valley. If you've been following for a while, you may already know what's going on here. And as it pulls apart, magma starts to fill up the gap. Over time, this magma eventually solidifies into granite. And this granite adds more land to both the Arabian and Somali plates. So as the rift pulls them apart, it also creates new land. And this new land is what makes this rift unique. All of the other rifts on Earth either pull the plates apart without adding new land, or they add new land. But they don't pull the plates apart. This rift does both. So this means that we are regaining new land on Earth, while also gaining a new ocean at the same time. This looks very similar to the East African rift. This area has been pulling apart for around 30 million years. And this process is still continuing today. The speed at which it's pulling apart, however, is picking up. Scientists believe that in a few million years from now, this rift will extend all the way to the Indian Ocean. When that happens, we'll have a brand new ocean. So how could scientists confirm that a new one is being formed right now? In today's video, we're going to explore the science behind this and find out exactly what's happening. It's me, and this is the channel. There is so much to unpack here, and unfortunately, most of the headlines about this discovery were very misleading. The reason for this is because most journalists do understand the science behind it, and they just sensationalize things. For example, one headline said that this new ocean will be 5 times larger than the Atlantic Ocean. This is completely false, and where did they get the number 5 from? No idea. Another headline said that this ocean will be the 5th largest in the world. That's also false. Currently have 5 oceans: the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, the Southern, and the Arctic. If you include the Mediterranean Sea, then there's 6. We're not creating a 6th ocean here. Instead, what we're doing is creating a new sea within the Atlantic Ocean. So it won't be a 5th ocean, it'll just be a new sea. So what's really going on here? Well, if you zoom into this area of Africa, you can see 2 important features. But why is this rift pulling apart in the first place? Now, rifting itself isn't anything new. Rifts occur all the time, all over the planet. But regardless, the result is that this area is pulling further and further apart every year. And this isn't the only place where this is happening. And it's not just a small sea either. And the funny thing is that humans might actually be helping this along. But why do we want to create a new ocean anyway? Is there any benefit to this? Well, yes. This is one of the reasons why scientists are sending a research vessel to this area. The other reason why scientists are excited about this is because of all of the raw materials that will be extracted from this area. So in summary, we're gaining new land and a new ocean at the same time.